Okay, so I'm doing another video. I've had a lot of questions. I've had a lot of activity. I've had a lot of people reach out to me. They've had like a lot of people that have had problems trying to get a car picked up. They don't know what to do, whether a car got damaged. One guy mentioned that he tried to get a car shipped out of Arkansas and the bumper got damaged. And I think it was on an open trailer. The thing about it is, see, if you contact somebody that's experienced, that actually knows what they're doing, like this car, for instance, I don't remember the year. I think it was like a brand new 2020 or 2019 Mercedes AMG. And it's like, okay, that car right off the bat, if somebody calls me about that, that's automatically, like, that's obviously a car that needs to go on an enclosed trailer. And it's not even because the car wouldn't be okay on an open trailer. The reason is because the car is a low profile car, and the vast majority of open car haulers simply are not going to be able to load that car unless they're carrying, like, you know, homemade ramps or some kind of ramping system where they can flatten out that angle, because almost all of your wedge trailers or 2-car trailers or 9-car haulers, they all have a very steep incline to get up on there, and you're gonna really have problems trying to load those cars. And so that's maybe one of the most important differences between the enclosed hauling and the open hauling, is simply that enclosed haulers always are going to be able to load lower profile cars because the angle on the ramp doors is a much slower gradual angle than an open trailer. It's a much more shallow angle. And a lot of times they have race ramps. Like when people call me and they're concerned about low profile, I always am verifying with photos, with you know, just from I've began to build like a little bit of a network where I actually already know the people that have what I want them to have, because that, and yet again, that's yet another difference that I'm highlighting between people that have experience in this industry and people that don't, is that if you call somebody from Montway or you call somebody from a Mare Freight or whatnot, there is nobody there that has ever hauled anything worth that shit. There's just not. Okay, maybe that's a little bit of a broad generalization, but it's true. And if they were good, they wouldn't be working there. They'd be doing their own thing. I can promise you that. So, liftgate, race ramps, they're both like just as good. Like that's not. I keep hitting on random points. Hopefully that's not bothering you guys. But like, that's yet another thing, is people. Sometimes you'll see like somebody, like they have to have a liftgate trailer, like liftgate only, because sometimes people will go so far the other way, they'll have like a bad experience, or car will get scratched, and then somebody will tell them, oh, you need a liftgate trailer. No, you don't need a liftgate trailer. They need race ramps. Okay, they're not complicated. You can buy race ramps on Amazon for $700, maybe $600 now. I know when I was hauling, when I do haul, if I do haul, I'm either using a Featherlight with like 6-foot aluminum ramps, or I think it was 11 feet long race ramps. That's actually 4 pieces, but I could load like Formula One cars with those ramps without even raising the front of my trailer up, because if you raise the front up, it kind of drops the back where you're loading the car. But with those 11 foot, I don't think I ever raised my trailer again. And I took cars to SEMA, Las Vegas, like all over the place. So my point is, like, if a hauler is enclosed and doesn't have those ramps, which is just a one-time $500 or $600 purchase, they last for literally ever. Like, what are you doing? Like, they're not a good carrier, and I mean, that's their job. That's what they do. Why are they not investing $500 in freaking ramps just to make sure the $80,000 car doesn't get damaged? It makes no sense. So either they have a liftgate trailer, or they have race ramps, or they have some kind of an aluminum ramping system that is specifically built for hauling low profile cars. if someone's out there using wood, which I've seen many times, I've actually like had certain groups of carriers send me photos of a trailer with race ramps that I was going to dispatch a vehicle to, and then they actually sent me a trailer, like photos of a trailer with 2x4s loading a Ferrari 488. Ridiculous. Are you kidding me? So of course I'm not going to send anything else to them. Now, can you do that? Yeah, of course I could do that. I could go build some ramps and do that, but it looks completely unprofessional. It tells me that you're not serious, because if you were serious about your job, about your career, you would have the proper equipment. You'd have the best straps, you'd have the best ramps. This isn't even expensive stuff. I mean, you pay for this stuff on 1 or 2 loads. So it's imperative that the person you're talking to, who you are booking your car with, actually understands what kind of trailer you need to haul the vehicle you're trying to haul, okay? For instance, if you call me and you want to haul an AMG 4x4 square and you want to put that enclosed, first of all, good luck with that, because the problem with that vehicle is it's like 90 inches wide, and every enclosed trailer on the planet is virtually 81 inches wide in the interior. You're not going to be able to load it. There might be like 9 trailers in the country that are enclosed that you could put that in. So it's not worth it. My point is, it's not worth it. Put it on a flatbed, put it in the front. It'll be best protected in the front versus the back. So that's the thing. And when you talk to these brokers that are like in the middle of nowhere, Florida, New York, a lot of times you call people, it sounds like they're actually in New York, they're in Florida. They're all like doing weird things with their zip codes. You got to understand, these people have not hauled vehicles. They don't know what they're doing. So if you care at all about your vehicle, you need to know that you need to be talking to somebody who's actually, they don't have to have necessarily hauled cars, but they need to understand the different types of vehicles and like know what kind of trailer you need for that kind of vehicle. Of course, the vast majority of cars can be put on an open carrier. That doesn't mean they're going to be safe on an open carrier. It doesn't mean they're not going to get damaged on an open carrier. It depends on a lot of factors. You know, how much does this car mean to you? Like, how fast do you want to get it shipped? Like, when does it need to be picked up? Like, I actually had to refund a guy not that long ago because he actually found me on this video, but he wanted a car shipped out of Colorado, and he wanted it like guaranteed, but he wanted the lowest imaginable rate, right? So I give him a quote, but it's like, I can't guarantee you it's going to be picked up for pennies on the dollar. Like, I think I went over this in my other video. If you're like flying out of the country, say you're moving, okay? You're going from Denver to San Francisco, you're moving, and you've got 2 days that you can, like, people want to be like, okay, I'm moving on the 26th, I'm literally flying out on the 26th, that's like my last day in Denver. I need to have my car here until the 25th. No, I'm sorry. If you want to have the lowest rate and actually make that possible, you're crazy. That's simply not going to happen. So you want to go on UShip, you want to go on some aggregator and get pick the lowest quote for whatever, I don't know, what some crazy quote there would be, maybe $600, okay? That'd be some ridiculous quote from Denver to San Francisco. It's never going to happen. And if it does, it's going to be on a totally bottom of the barrel trailer. You're lucky if it even gets there. And I mean, forget about guarantee. They can guarantee you all day online. You can call the broker. They'll guarantee you all the way 10 ways from Sunday. That doesn't mean jack. They're not the ones driving the truck. And if they're paying bottom of the barrel rates, first of all, the trucker, what do they even care? Why, they don't work for the broker. That's just a contracted out job. Do you think they actually care about showing up on time? No, they don't. I mean, especially for some bottom of the barrel rate. I mean, what do they care? They'll just cancel the order. They won't show up. I mean, my point is, on that, you need to understand, you need to have a bigger window for pickup. You need to Uber for a couple days and suck it up. So you need to have 2 or 3 or 4, like really like 5, 6 days that they can pick that car up in. Okay? then you can actually get a good rate. You can get a very economical rate. Then maybe you can get it shipped for $700. But trying to drive that car until the last day before you fly out, you're asking for a headache. That's idiotic. It's not going to happen. This isn't Amazon Prime. This isn't UPS. We're not delivering packages here. Okay? This is your car. This is a massive object. This has to be loaded by professionals. This is not, this isn't an ice cream truck. So you need to understand what's going on here. These BS rates you see online, it isn't going to happen. You're going to be upset at the end of the day. So anyway, I've gone on for a while now, but as far as the type of car that you have, you need to understand that the person needs to realize what you need for the car you're trying to ship, because every car really deserves a different type of trailer. Especially anything higher end that's lower to the ground. You're going to end up bottoming it out, scraping the front, bumper, scraping the underside of it. And honestly, this even goes for like bigger vans that have like a bunch of stuff going on the underside. I actually had a problem with one of those recently because this guy, he had too terrible of an angle going up just onto a flatbed trailer, and it had all this stuff on the underside of this Mercedes like Sprinter van, and I think something happened with it. I'm not sure, but it's like you got to know what you're doing. You got to know what kind of trailer you need for what kind of car you're trying to ship, and secondly, don't be freaking acting like you're going to get the most economical rate ever with a guarantee. And I think I went over this in the last video, but that's not reality. I don't care what the internet says. It's full of crap. It's not going to happen. So listen to what I'm telling you. Have a big window if you want the best rate to actually happen. You've seen that online. That doesn't mean jack. Those people don't have trucks. They're not operating the truck, and those drivers can cancel anytime they want, and they're not going to care because there's a million other brokers and a million other cars to come pick up. So you want to pay nothing and you want it guaranteed, that's a great way to not get it picked up. Okay, that's it. I'll see you on the next video.